Good
Good evening to
morning.
you.
and good,
What
and good
time is
evening
it?
to
What
you.
time is it for you right now?
It is now 10:34 p.m.
Okay.
Yes, 10:34 p.m. All right, so it's really nice having you guys. And how I found out about you is through the multimedia virtual event that happened in May. And that's where I was following up with you. I said, okay, this seems like a good company that I should link with in the future for film works. And and you're new to me, and I've mentioned your name as well to other filmmakers in Antigua, and they're not even aware or even know anything about you. So you're basically new to us on this side of the world. So what I will ask, if you can introduce yourselves and also give us more information about you.
Oh, go ahead.
So I'm the M.O.V.E. I'm the business development manager for Benetone Films. So I take care of all the film and TV projects that we have, whether it's for our content producing or for our servicing activities. We are a production services company, and we welcome foreign productions who are shooting in Thailand. So I take care of those long form projects.
All right.
And yeah, I'm Kultep. I'm the COO of Benetone Films. So it's a company that we started here in Thailand about 18 years ago. And
Wow.
yeah, so we've been around. Like Mo mentioned, we do both production services, and we also produce our own content for Southeast Asia, for India, and the US as well.
Wow. So if you guys have been here for 18 years and it's real and you guys are new to us, it's like,
But
okay,
there's always new market to explore, right? So
yeah.
yes,
Wow.
yeah.
What would you say would have been maybe one of your mention one of your momentum success with Benetton Films so far.
Okay, wow. 18 years, we've been doing a lot. So we have been, I guess, we have been considered to be, the top production service company in Thailand by the Thailand Film Office for almost 10 years in a row. So we've been doing maximum number of foreign productions in Thailand over the last 10 years. Of course, this year with the whole COVID situation, it's taken a hit on all of us as an industry because foreign travel is restricted, even though we're opening up very soon. So that's been from the production service side, and from the content producing side, I think we're proud to be probably the only Thai company that has a physical presence in the US. So we have a company in Los Angeles that's focusing on producing independent films. And we have recently ventured into India with the proliferation of the content and the OTT platform. And our strategy is pretty much to work out as a sort of a little regional global player, if there is such a word. So that's kind of the two things, I guess. From the production service side, we've been, like I said, we've been handling the maximum number of foreign productions in Thailand, and to be able to expand out to international arena. I think those are the two big success from our side.
Wow, that is really, really good. Wow. But have you ever done work in the Caribbean itself as yet? No, maybe.
We've done no. I wish we did. We shot a movie long time ago. It's actually a Bollywood film that went to shoot in the Bahamas, and they shot all the underwater in the Bahamas, and then they did all the above the water in Thailand. I think that was the closest connection we had.
Well, I'm hoping from this connection that you can come to Antigua and do film here
Yes,
with us,
we would
and
love to.
and we do the
We would
same.
love
Well,
to.
we come over.
Yeah, we can exchange our beaches.
Yeah, we have
Yeah.
365, so you can take one with you.
Yeah, we'll do a swap. Yeah, we'll take one. You take one of ours.
Right.
And we'll throw in the famous Thai massage and the famous Thai food along with it.
I saw a video. I don't know if it's you guys shot it, but it spoke about the happenings now in Thailand of the reopening, and I looked on it and I was like, wow, I love the effects of it and how well the video is focusing on what's happening. It is on your Facebook page, the reopening of Thailand and what's happening and with the COVID-19 and things like that. Has there any is there any demand from businesses to shoot commercials to help entice their customers to come back in and shop with them or do business with them?
So Thailand has been very good, and they've done a very successful job at containing the spread of virus in the country. We have not had an internal case for the last 40 plus days. So all the cases of the virus that's been coming in is pretty much the Thai nationals who are repatriating back to Thailand. So it's been, and they've been quarantined. I've been working on the committee that is drafting the framework to allow foreign film productions to come back to Thailand. There's a huge demand for Thailand itself because a lot of the foreign productions have realized that Thailand is a pretty safe country, and obviously the infrastructure in Thailand is pretty good. So there have been demands for them to come to shoot in Thailand. So the framework is in place. The official announcement we expect to be coming out this week or next week. But yeah, the basis of it is 14 days quarantine for everybody. It doesn't matter who it is. It's 14-day quarantine, director, actors, even if you're the top tier actor from the world, you have to undergo 14-day quarantine. And then once you're done with that, then you can just easily get into the population and assimilate, without fear, because Thailand's been insulated from the virus itself, and that's the procedure that we're going to be following for filming as well.
Okay.
It'll be more challenging, obviously, for TV commercials because they're short-term projects, but you can still come in, but you still have to undergo 14 days quarantine. So
here's my question. What if a film crew come and they're spending less than 14 days? They still have to stay quarantined for the duration of the trip, correct?
Yes, that's correct. So there's no exception to that. Everybody has to undergo 14-day quarantine. And then you can stay as many days you want or as little days as you want. That's up to you.
Yeah.
But you have to first undergo 14 days quarantine. No exceptions.
Okay. So what's now the new norm for filming? Because there's now a new updated brochure that is on your website on the new way of filming, and now it's increased now because it was 50 before. Now it's 150 persons that can be on one given set. What changes has happened from what was produced before to now, and also what's the update as well in terms of close scenes, be it with romantic scenes, action, what is now the new way of doing these scenes?
Yeah. So from the last announcements to now, the practices, the best practices for health and safety is still in place. Having said that, people here are a bit more relaxed. The local domestic market is a bit more relaxed now because there's been no internal COVID cases, right? So people are still wearing masks, walking around. On set, people are still being very mindful. Everybody's wearing masks. There's hygiene process in place. However, we are putting away the 150 people limit to a film unit, especially for a foreign film. There's going to be no more limit. The focus is on the process and not the amount of people, right? So we're shifting the focus now to ensure that we have the process in place,
Yeah.
rather than saying, hey, you cannot have more than 150 people. So, we for best practices, we want to divide people into zones, right? We color code people so that we know that, the necessary people. We still want to, as little people as possible in a contained area, as much as possible. So that's how we are practicing it. But no, there's no limit. In terms of kissing, I think it's a lot. What we do is that for any actors that want to partake in or have to partake in those particular scenes, there is a process in place that they need to do a test every 14 days, just to ensure that they have not contacted it. But that is, again, more a voluntary kind of a basis, depending on the producer, depending on the actor's comfort level themselves. In the domestic market, they're not really doing that, to be honest, because everybody feels relatively safe at the moment. So it's risk versus reward is low, as in, the risk factor is low. So people are comfortable doing it. For foreign production, obviously, we got to be a bit more mindful because, the society is looking at us and saying, okay, you're one of the first industries. Ours is actually one of the first industries that's opening up to foreigners to come in. Yeah, because the government has understood that we have a very good policy in place. We have a very good tracing mechanism in place. And that's the reason why they're saying, yes, we are going to allow foreign shoots to come in. So yeah, I mean, you can do it, but you're still going to be very mindful, right? And if you're doing like big Hollywood studio projects, I mean, their policies are like, what, 140 pages, 150 pages, that we need to follow. It's all liability. And so that will force us to operate within the parameters that they need us to operate in. But just having said that, I mean, we are very aware, and I think people in Thailand are very, very aware of the danger and the risk. And I think it's the mindset. I mean, I'm explaining a lot of people here, or people I interact with, said that the mindset of Thai people is that not only do they fear that they will get the virus, but they fear that they will pass on the virus to other people.
Wow.
So that's fundamentally ingrained in the Thai society, that I do not want to make other people sick. And I don't want me to be the cause of getting other people sick. And that's why everybody's wearing masks. Right? It's not that they just fear themselves. It's just that they want to make sure that if they're sick, they're not passing it on to anybody.
Yeah.
And I think that has helped contain the situation a lot here.
Oh, okay. Wow. I mean, because you clearly the reading online what's happening there, and then knowing, as you just said, that the government give you can say 2 thumbs up. That speaks high volume. That the precautionary measure that is taken seriously. Over there in Thailand, and I'm looking forward to go over there myself. I really am.
We are looking forward to get you here. We would love to have you over and show you around so that you can do the same when we come to you.
Yes, you will come to me as well. I know my Prime Minister, the Honorable Gaston Brown, will be elated to meet you, the entire team. He's also for film. Because he also sees it as a serious industry that Antigua and Barbuda can capitalize on. So he will be very, very happy to meet you guys. Honestly, I'm so sure he will. When he read the reports about the company itself, he's going to say, Miss Bowen, bring them. Just bring them.
Okay.
A very optimistic Prime Minister. Yes, he is.
We'll be there. We'll be there. Yes.
He is. Another question is, with all that is happening now, if I'm correct, that the borders have reopened to an extent. Locally, like I said, I spoke about the commercial side. How are the businesses? How are the business adapting to the new way of filming with you, the company? Oops. Can you hear me? Mo? Hello? Technology. All right. So the question I was asking, how the commercial companies are accepting and adapting to the new norm of filming? If you have had that experience as yet.
Yeah. So we've been shooting. I mean, for a lot of the foreign filming, for example, remote shoot has become sort of the new norm. We actually just shot a commercial where our client was from Mexico, our director was sitting in Holland, and we were executing the job in Thailand. Right?
What?
So, yeah. So that's
Wow.
that's for a commercial that we were shooting here. So it was all tabletop. I mean, yeah, it was tabletop, but still. We have another commercial that we're shooting for the Philippines on this coming Sunday. Again, remote shoot. We are pitching for a job with India for a commercial where we're shooting with Thai director. So for international jobs, I think a lot of people are getting more comfortable with this remote shoot environment. For films, obviously it's impossible and it's challenging. So a lot of people whoever needs to come is looking at this whole quarantine process. Like I was talking to a client yesterday and they were like, if we go to Bulgaria, we are only going to quarantine for 5 days. I'm like, I understand because they have COVID cases there. So, if 3 more people come in with COVID cases, they're not as bothered. But Thailand has been so insulated that they're very concerned that they don't even want like one leak coming into the country. So we are adapting to it as a foreign, a production services company. What we're doing is obviously putting in place all the best practices. Like I mentioned, we have a guideline that the industry worked with the Thai Film Office to develop one, which is safe and practical, not too cumbersome, so that it's there's a process in place. And for the domestic market itself, I think the production for the domestic market is back up. It's happening. There was a lag of about 5 to 6 months where people just kind of stopped production, but now it's all coming back. Like the TV series are back, TV commercials are back, and feature films are restarted again. So yeah, just domestically we're insulated, and it's okay. It's good. Foreigners coming in, I think it's again, like I said, mainly just the 14-day quarantine. If you pass through that 14-day quarantine, you're pretty much out, and you can operate as normal. Domestic travel is open, so you can move around, not only in Bangkok, but if you go to Chiang Mai, Phuket, you can do all that.
What has been the response from the office in the USA?
Oh, they're very interested, actually. They are saying, listen, now that you're open, we want to come to Thailand because there's so many COVID cases in the United States itself that Thailand is actually becoming a safe place to execute. It's just that, you got to incorporate a little bit of the cost because it does cost another 15 to 20%, I would think, just in terms of the quarantine process, health and safety, all that adds about 10%, 15% of the cost, which you can't avoid, in this day and age. So that's something you got to be mindful about. But yeah, people are interested. We are getting inquiries for productions to commence back here.
Okay, that is good. That is good because you're doing it now both ways, virtually, and then of course you can fly in, come at the spot, and do the filming. So it's working out hand in hand for you, the company.
We're trying really hard. And also we are pushing the government to give additional incentive for bigger production. So that's as an industry, we've been trying to work with them to offer, because right now Thailand has up to 20% incentive where you get 15% for the local spend and another 5% there's point system. So we are trying to push and say, listen, let's just give out 20% straight away to attract people to come back to Thailand to shoot.
Wow. Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. So, three more questions. The actors. What have been the actors' responses during the slow period? Were they taking up classes online? Were they just like glad for the break? What was it? What has been the actors' responses?
The local actors in Thailand?
Yes, the local actors.
You know, they for about 3 months, I think from March, April, May, June, especially. Yeah. I think everybody took a step back because of the virus, right? So things were not on a complete lockdown, but things really slowed down. Companies were like ours were giving people to work from home, and many other companies around are just like, you know, work from home, no need to travel. So I think actors also kind of took a step back and just, you know, I think it hit everybody without realizing what it is. And a lot of them were just kind of, you know, chilling really, and looking for, now that the shoot has commenced, I think everybody's back being busy on the local TV industry. You know, most of the actors work on TV here. Domestically, more than features, because again, the feature film market in Thailand is fairly limited, just because of the market size. There are not too many productions running simultaneously, and so the TV world came back fairly quickly, so they all went back to working. And what has hit them more is the sponsorship and appearances and, you know, events. So those are the things that's taken a hit. A lot of them has, you know, gone back and tried to push themselves more on social media. You know, trying to push their work more onto, you know, the popularity and the connection to the audience and the fans, more onto the online space. So we've seen that fundamental shift. But yeah, like everybody kind of just like for 3 months, literally. Like, what do you think? More?
No, pretty much, yeah, pretty much agree. Like like, you know, we for the past 3 months, like we've been working from home for like, you know, as a nation, as a country.
Yeah.
And you know, as we've seen the situation getting, like, you know, better and contained, not really better, but contained, and, you know, everything is coming back to normal, I guess.
Yeah, so we're just hoping that there's no second wave. Yeah, you know, we're all just very edgy, just being a little bit, you know, hope it doesn't come back, hope, you know, it's okay, because right now it's, I mean, Thailand, you know, the Thai economy is almost relies 30% on tourism and foreign travel and foreign investments. Yeah, so that's a big part of the economy that is virtually shut down right now. So it is having a toll on the economy. It's having a toll on the people. But, you know, if we open up again too soon, too quickly, then all that is just going to crash. So, you know, I think it's a balancing act between ensuring that domestically things can function and also finding ways, any possible way to get the whatever sector that can come in to the country, so we can get things restarted again.
Right.
Yeah. So like medical tourism is open. Medical tourism is open. Filming is opening up. They are figuring out a way to get foreign laborers to come back in again, and the policy for that, because there's a lot of migrant laborers that come in from neighboring countries. So they're putting a plan in place for that. So whatever they can, they're kind of trying to slowly open it again. Yeah.
Right. Wow. No, you had mentioned earlier about the incentive that you concerned from the government. No, I know a lot of governments around the world help filmmakers. I want to believe that Thailand government do help you, the company, as well too.
So there's two levels. There's the domestic level and there's the international filming level, right? So there's two levels. Domestically, there are a lot of schemes and plans in place by the Ministry of Culture. So The domestic filming in Thailand is managed by the Ministry of Culture, and the foreign filming is managed by the Ministry of Tourism and Sports. So they're the different ministry. Yeah, so it's two different body managing things. Don't ask me why.
That is very interesting.
It just kind of happened. Just because, yeah, I mean, we can go back to the history of it, but it is that way. Because foreign filming is considered, it was somehow linked more to tourism to begin with. I don't know. It just kind of happened that it's you know, because foreigners coming in, Thailand's getting exposed on the film, it goes out. They were kind of linking it to tourism.
But it actually makes sense, you know. I mean, thinking about it briefly, it actually kind of makes sense itself, because everybody have to work, or put it this way, everybody have to be singing from the same hymn sheet. So if foreign film, we're doing foreign film here, well then tourism fall on in the same bracket. So I can see the rationale. I can see the rationale for that.
I mean, there is a logic to it, especially for a country like Thailand, where tourism is, and yours, you know, where tourism is such a big part of our lives, right? So that's how it is. So on the domestic side, again, there's local grants, there's different programs, there are different funds that you can apply for. They take filmmakers to different markets around the world. So, you know, we'll go to Cannes, we'll go to Berlin, AFM. So the domestic players get help on that side. So for foreign filming, I think the main help is on the incentive, because that is a big draw, you know, for studios especially, and any filmmakers to consider Thailand as their destination. You know, it took us a long time, and our industry is the only industry where the government is actually paying back, right? All other industry, it's pretty much zero tax. You know, they have a 7-year free, 7 years tax exemption programs, or reduced duty for import and all of that. But nobody's giving back the money.
Duty-free concessions and things like that.
Correct. But foreign filming is the only one where, you know, we're paying back people.
Wow.
Yeah. So it took a long time to get it passed. So it's been around for 3 years, and we've seen what we believe is at least a 35% increase in foreign productions coming into Thailand, which can directly be linked to the incentive program.
Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's working. We proved it to the government that, you know, this scheme is successful, and that we need to continue with it and keep pushing it. So we'll do that. We'll keep doing that.
This is beautiful. No, you see, I didn't know.
There you go. Now you know.
Well, now I know. And as I say, you live and you learn every day. And this is something I'm learning right now. And I'm so sure when I now share this for my viewers, they are now going to be like, oh wow, we need to get over there as well too, and get you guys over here as well too, you know. But I love
also
it.
what we really like is you know, just domestically as well. I mean, it's for us, we travel a lot. You know, we end up meeting a lot of people, and it's an absolute pleasure to, you know, to connect with you and know you, and hopefully I learn more about your country and your filming support system.
Yes.
And something that, you know, it's what I found in doing this business is what I call connecting the dots. You know, and that's the most beautiful part of the business, is that you never know where the dot is going to pop up, and you never know how you're going to connect those dots, and it just happens, and it happens a lot. It's just it's a relationship that we have with some guy sitting in New Zealand that we met, you know, over coffee in London, and it's, you know, a musician Italian musician based in UK that we met at Cannes, and you start collaborating, and you start doing this international work, and it's beautiful. It's fun. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, networking is a lovely thing. Honestly, networking, I love it myself too, because you actually able to do your work better as well too, and you're also exposed to new ideas on how you can work and also help someone else as well with their job. You know, I can say with filming here in Antigua and Barbuda that we are coming back up because we all got the hard hit, and we have a lot of our photographers who are working endlessly, doing birthday shoots, commercial shoots and things like that. Then those who doing like short stories, we have a lot of persons who are putting out short stories on YouTube, or if not on YouTube, the local channel, you know, for persons to watch. And they just basically just taking their time, getting back on their feet, because at the same in the same breath too, that a lot of us have a second job in order for us to help our film work, you know.
Yeah.
So thank God for that. And then there's some of us that even though we had a second job, well, for us that work in the hospitality industry, that is completely shattered. So person's minds right now is, I have to get myself stable in some way, and then let me get myself forward again. So it's coming up, it's coming up slowly, it is coming back up slowly. And persons like you that I can interview will also be an added benefit and then also an added encouragement for us, that yes, they went down, but they get themselves up, and here it is that we can take a pattern, or you know what, let's see, we can get ourselves network with these filmmakers so they can help us as well too. Iron sharpen iron, you scratch my back, I scratch your back. I believe in that big time.
Sure.
I live by that.
Totally agree. Couldn't agree more.
Yeah. All right. So thank you so much for this. I really enjoyed it. It was an eye opener. I really did. And I hope my viewers too, when they watch this, will get a good boost for it. And thank you so much again. And as I said, I'm looking forward for you guys to come to Antigua, and myself and my Phil friends, we come over by you guys and we do some work together. And we do a movie. Hey, psh. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Flying from Antigua to Thailand on a boat in the air. I don't know. I'm just thinking.
It'll happen. You know, we'll at least put a to do, you know, on the map, and I'm sure it will happen. And yeah, I mean, keep you know, keep a lookout for Thailand. I think there's going to be a lot of development, and I think like I said, we are really hopeful that we can kickstart the business again. It's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy, but we are hopeful that at least, you know, given the scenario that we're in, we can make the best of what we can. And at the same time, I think the most important is making it safe, as safe as possible, not only for foreign filmmaker, but also being responsible to the society, to ensure that, you know, we're not bringing in something that will
jeopardize the
exactly. So
they've made so far.
So that's kind of what it is, and keep a lookout. I mean, I'm hopefully we are able to act as a role model, and give ideas to other countries to see what are the best practices that we can all share.
Yes, indeed. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
And have a good morning. Yes, we'll be in touch.
Okay.
Okay, take care.
Take care.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye.